Welcome back, friends, to my Peterborough home. My name's Teresa, and today I have a lot more apples. I went out and I bought another 20 pounds of apples because they were on sale. And today we're going to make apple pie filling. Now, if you saw my last video on making applesauce, we have a handy dandy apple peeler. This thing works as slick as snot. It peels apples within seconds. Let me show you. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you go out and get one. They're worth the money in gold, and they also do potatoes. You just push it on like that. Hope you can see this. And then you just turn the handle, and it peels and cores your apple all at once. Take your apple off, and here it is in rings. Now all I do is I take a little bit of the top off that didn't get peeled, a little bit of the bottom, and then I cut it in fourths. And I put it in a water bath of water and about a quarter to a third cup of lemon juice so that they don't turn brown. And then you just take your core off, and that's for garbage, or if you have pets, they can eat it. Farm pets, I mean. So I'm going to finish getting these apples prepared, and then I'll bring you back for the next step. Okay, here's a better close-up of the apple peeling process. To move this back, you press this dial down, and you just slide it back. Now, I take my core off, and then whatever labels are stuck on your apple, take them off too. And slide it on, widest top first, and then turn the handle, and it starts peeling and slicing. Go. And doesn't the phone ring whenever you're busy? So I'll show you that again. Take the label off. Push down, bring that back. This is such a time saver, it's not funny. I can't wait till I try it on potatoes. Get rid of your discard. Take that off. Take the core off. See, there's hardly any waste. Then just take your apple and you cut it in quarters. My bucket's getting pretty full here, but I still have about 8 apples to go before we start the next step. So that's that part. I'll bring you back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, we're back. Now we're going to make our sauce to go into our apple filling. First thing you need is about 8 cups of water. Because I have so many apples, I'm using 12 cups. In here, I have 5 cups of sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. I have a quarter of a cup, of lemon juice, and I have what it calls for 1 cup of cornstarch, but I'm gonna just go with 1 1/3 because of the amount of water that I'm using. Okay, so we're just gonna add all this stuff in. whisk. Okay, where's my whisk? Where's my whisk? Okay. We'll add in the lemon juice. Give that a stir. And we don't put the heat on yet because if we add the cornstarch and it starts to warm, it's going to clump. So here we're going to add the cornstarch. Just whisk it around. It'll break up. Stir that sugar and spices in. Now we're going to turn it up to a higher heat. And we're going to boil it until it starts to slightly thicken. When it's slightly thickened, I'll bring you back. Okay, welcome back. Now I've made my sauce. It's nicely thickened. And while that was thickening, I went ahead and filled my apples to about 1/2 inch of the brim. Now we're going to pour our sauce in. It's just a little bit thick. Now I got 8 jars of apples to fill. I can see bubbles coming up. Okay. I think that one's full enough. And this sauce is hot. Do another one. Now after we fill these jars, we're going to burp them and get all those air bubbles out. Especially with the way this is gurgling, I don't trust that there aren't any down there. Okay, and I'll bring you back when we're ready for the canning. Okay, as you can see, I've got my jars in the water bath canner. I'm just waiting for it to come up to boil. And I had another 5 pounds of apples, so I'm boiling them down correctly this time in a pot on the back of the stove. So when these are finished, I'll bring you back. Okay, we're back, and I just took the apple pie filling jars out of the hot water bath can, and don't they look lovely? They've got a little bit of juice on the bottom, but they're full of apples, ready for an apple pie or an apple crisp. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you again at another time. Bye for now. Isn't that a pretty sight?